morning, everybody, and let's talk today. So first I want to say I'm getting super good at this, in my opinion. But anyway, today's conversational topic of discussion is going to be about balance. Balance is something that we all need to do regularly, but balance is something that we all forget to do. So let me just first kind of talk about what I mean by when I say balance. Balance in the sense of keeping everything at an even playing field, like balancing out your day. Everyone is only allotted 24 hours in a day. But I wish some of us had more. Even though some of us wish that, 24 hours, they just got all this extra time on their hands. Those are the people that are really lucky, and congratulations to you. But for those of us that use every hour of our day to make a difference, to do something, to do anything, or whatever the case may be, is you only have 24 hours in a day. So how are you balancing your 24 hours? Now, you're not up for, hopefully, you're not up for 24 hours a day. But if you are, what are you doing to be productive within that 24 hours? Because I'm pretty sure, and I know for a fact, that it is hard to be productive for 24 straight hours. So a couple of things I just want to talk about, and it's balancing your day. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, there needs to be some sort of a structure in place. There needs to be some sort of timeline of things that you are doing. I just hope that you're just not out there doing whatever. And if you are and that works for you, congratulations, more power to you. But it's not going to work forever. So one of the things I suggest always doing is always keeping a calendar handy. Whether it's a calendar on your phone, whether it's a calendar on your tablet, iPad, a physical calendar, an agenda, anything that you can keep track of your days. I say that because we get so lost in a day-by-day hustle and bustle, we forget what day is what we're supposed to do, and what time we're supposed to be doing it. So let's just start off with, you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, you can be super anal and literally write out your entire day. 8 a.m., wake up, which means you set your alarm to get you up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Do not snooze it, because your goal is going to be to get up at 8 o'clock. Then you're going to get in the kitchen by 8:05, and you're going to run the coffee maker. Then at 8:10, you're going to go brush your teeth. Now, if you want to be this person and you want to document every moment of your day, congratulations. I'm with it. But if you want to be the kind of person that says, okay, the beginning part of my day, I'm going to get up, I'm going to make my coffee, I'm going to make my breakfast, I am then going to work my business. This is when the balance becomes very important. Because if you have children and you have to deal with your children that are home, or if you have a spouse, you have to deal with your spouse, please don't take away from those things that you have to do first. This is what we're going to figure out, how to balance out life. People ask me all the time, how do I do everything that I do? I'm like, I'm a regular person. Like, I do things that regular people do. I go to work. I go to school. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. I take care of my house. I run my business. But they're like, how? You always seem to have so much energy. I really don't. Like, in this current moment right now, I am exhausted. But I got to get this video done. So my balance today was to literally go take care of some personal business, to run a couple of errands, to come home, to stay home. I have not been back out my house since I said I'm going to come in the house. My job was to do my Facebook videos, did that. To do my YouTube video, doing that. The remainder of my evening, it is right now 7:26 p.m. I want to be at least showered and relaxed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I'm hoping that I can get everything done in a reasonable time, because I don't want to run over into the plans that I have for the rest of the evening, which is to relax. So you see how I kind of have everything timed out, if that kind of makes any sense. If not, one of the things that I suggest you doing is literally super simple. Take a piece of paper. Don't drop your pen. Take a piece of paper, fold it in half. You're going to think, while you're folding this piece of paper in half, what do you want to do tomorrow? Do you have a list of things you want to do tomorrow? Do you have anything you want to do tomorrow? And then you're going to write it down. So for me, tomorrow, the only thing I literally want to do, but I'm going to do, is I'm going to go to the post office. My post office opens up at 8 a.m. Now I have a choice. Do I want to go at 8 o'clock in the morning and just knock this out? Or do I want to go earlier or later in the day? I'm going to go as early as possible. So go to the post office early as I can. Literally. It doesn't have to be this neat. Doesn't have to be this sloppy. Doesn't have to be this anything. You can also write it down like a schedule. 8 a.m. post office. 8:30 breakfast. Do you see my point here? This is how you're going to balance out your day. 10 o'clock. So from 10 to 2 is Scentsy. Now, during that chunk of time is when it's going to become very important. Whenever you set a time to designate to run your business, whether it's Scentsy or anything in between, but when you set that time to run your business, all distractions must go away. I know it's hard when you have a family and you have children and you have pets and you have a spouse and you have all this other stuff going on, but you have to do it. Because this is your allotted time to do what you got to do. If you keep your children on a schedule, why can't you keep yourself on a schedule? So if you say from 10 to 2, I'm going to do Scentsy. Break down that time. That's what, 4 hours? Break down that time. Whether it's going through your inventory, going through your mailers, going through your samples, going to mail out samples, getting samples together. Utilize and maximize the most of your time when you have allotted yourself those however long. I used to do only 15. I used to do actually an hour because I had an hour break. So in my break, I had to eat, do Scentsy, get myself ready for class. So what I did was I allotted 30 solid minutes. 30 solid minutes to Scentsy when I was in school. Now everything's online, so it's different. 30 minutes. But if you allot yourself more time, you have to figure out what are you going to do in that time. There are tons of things you can do. Literally, you can watch training videos. You can have a conference call with your teammates. You can type up teammates' newsletters and get those ready to go out in the mailbox. If you have a teammate that achieved the goal, you can get that ready and get that mailed out. There are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of things you can do within that time. Just allot it. You gotta find a balance. Finding balance in day-to-day life is super hard. Trust me, it is super hard because we're human. We run overtime, we run short on time, and that's okay. I'm not saying if you don't do this, you're going to get in trouble. No, what I suggest doing is setting an alarm on your phone, on your watch, or your Alexa, wake me up at this time, or whatever the case may be is. Once you set that alarm, you have to remember what you're going to do. So for me, when I set alarms in my phone, I don't just set the alarm and it just says alarm. It says, on this day, we're going to do this from this time. So let's just say I need to be done what I'm doing and back in the house by 3 o'clock. 2:30, I know I need to be on my way home because wherever I'm at, it's usually going to take me about 30 minutes to get in the house. So at 2:30, I'm going to have an alarm and it's going to say head home. So 9 times out of 10, I have to stop what I'm doing and I have to get home. So what if you're grocery shopping and you're in line and the line is long? Obviously, do not leave your groceries. Just kind of proceed with caution and just know your time's going to be pushed back just a little bit. Because if you are grocery shopping, and I know things get a little crazy, and I know you get a little carried away, and I know you spend more time in the supermarket than you intended to, that's fine. That's 100% okay. But you might want to also check the time you leave. check the time you start your day. Tomorrow, I literally want to get to the post office as early as possible. I have one envelope to mail out because I decided to not do it yesterday. So whose fault is that? Mine. So who has to go to the post office? Me. Who's okay with that? Me. It's fine. I knew it was going to happen. That's okay. But I now also know that I need to be more on top of myself when it comes to things I need to get mailed out. My goal was to only go to the post office once this month. But then I went twice. It's fine. It's okay. No problem. But you have to figure out how to balance out your day. So now let's just say you are a parent and you have toddlers at home and you have to keep them on a tight schedule in order to get yourself together. And a lot of people think, oh, I can only do my stuff when my children are sleeping. Yes and no. Because you should not wait until it's so late in the day to kind of get things done. Because what if you have to make a follow-up call and your children don't go to bed until 9 o'clock? Are you really going to call somebody at 9 o'clock at night to follow up with them? Some people might say, yes, I'm going to say, please don't call me that late. I have a rule, don't call me after 10 p.m. unless you're on fire. And it's after you call 911 and on the Lord, and then you can call me. But you got to find balance. So all children are supposed to take a nap, right? So if you allot an hour or an hour and a half after lunchtime, so you keep your children on a schedule, sidebar in that schedule, so from 8 to 9, they're doing activities, and from 9 to 10, they're doing this, and from 10 to 11, they're doing this, and from 11 to 12, about 12:30, is going to be nap time. Most people are going to be like, but that's when I'm supposed to clean up. You clean up in between the activities, or you allot 30 minutes to clean up, an hour to focus on your business, because at a certain time, your children should be waking up, and you should be moving on to the next phase of your day. And then you do that same thing later on. If you don't feel an hour was enough time, you can then say, okay, so you sit down and you revamp your scheduling. I'm really big on schedules. I'm really big on timelines. I'm really big on keeping up with things because I got so much stuff going on in one day. I do tend to forget that I said, hey, I'm going to do this. So I tell people, hey, please remind me and make sure I write it on my calendar. I work the same 4 days a week at the same 2 hotels. I still have to write it on my calendar. 1, it's a force of habit, and 2, it keeps me accountable of what I'm supposed to do. It keeps me accountable of the things that I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to be, and how long I'm supposed to be there. So let's just say you're at an appointment and your appointment runs late. The good thing about us and our business is it's mobile. So if you have your cell phone or if you have a tablet or whatever the case may be is, try to get some time in there. I know I do. So another part of balance is going to require you to always carry a notebook. Whether it's a small little composition spirally notebook, just carry a notebook, something, or just carry like scraps of paper. Here's why. Because you're always going to think of something and you're going to want to always remember it. So when you're going through the course of your day, and let's just say you're in the middle of your follow-ups and someone places an order. And you're like, okay, I have to remember to go ahead and follow up that person. So if you do not have a piece of paper handy, and let's just say you're a very busy person, like all of us are, you're going to at that point then take a little note and say, don't forget to follow up Miranda order. Or check email to see who ordered. Or text yourself if you can, follow up, check email, whatever the case may be is. But if you know who ordered it, just kind of write a note down of what you want to do. Or in your downtime, because you have to schedule downtime, start thinking of what you want to do. I literally write and plan my entire day. I write and plan when I'm packing. I write and plan what I'm doing for the week. I write and plan what I'm doing for the day. I write and plan what my goals are going to be. I did see something cool that I'm going to try next month. I try to write down everything because like I said before, my brain is so overloaded. It does tend to forget things. So I don't want to forget things like, I've been on this water kick for about 2 weeks now to where all I drink is water. I'll get up in the morning, I'll have a cup of coffee, and that'll be it. So today I realized that my body does not tolerate sugar too good. Because all I've been drinking was water, and I had a large Slurpee from 7-Eleven, and I instantly fell sick. I also didn't eat anything, so I'm going to say that it was because I didn't eat, that's why I didn't feel too good. But as I drink my lovely H2O, I feel so much better. So I'm going to chalk it up to I was so busy and I wanted something sweet because I didn't eat that I made the wrong choice. Are we going to make wrong choices as we're balancing out our day? Of course we are. Why? Because we're human and that's what happens. So here's what happens when your day doesn't go according to plan. 1, do not panic. Okay? Got that? Do not panic. 2, do not stress it. Things happen for a reason. And I am the worst person to ever say do not panic and do not stress, because those are 2 things that I do faithfully, like it's planned in my day, to panic and stress. Not a good idea, because what happens is you send your mind is already running 100 miles a minute. And now you look at your time, you're like, oh my God, I was supposed to be done at this time and I'm still here. Can you control the situation that you're in? If you can control the situation that you're in, fix it. However you got to fix it. If you have to end something early, or if you have to leave somewhere early, you got to do what you got to do. If you cannot control this situation, let it ride. Do not freak out. Do not throw a fit. Do not blame the universe for your day going to crap and you're only late by a couple of minutes or even late by a couple of hours. Because when you do that, you're going to throw off the rest of your day. It's going to land into the rest of your evening, which is going to roll over into the next day. So now you're going to start your next day off, your clean slate day, the day that did nothing to you but show up. You're going to start that day off wrong. When you go to bed upset, you're going to wake up upset. When you go to bed anxious, you're going to wake up anxious, because you're also not going to get any sleep. You're going to toss, you're going to turn, you're going to flip, you're going to split, you're going to be up for hours. Never a good thing. And this is coming from somebody who works 3rd shift. So just imagine when things don't go my way. I catch an attitude. Yes. But if it's nothing I can do about it, I'm like, okay, attitude over. Doesn't make no sense to have an attitude any further, because I can't control the situation. I tell people all the time, if you can't physically control the situation, let it roll. Let it go. If you can physically control the situation, then you need to make better choices, and you have to do what you have to do. You have to find that balance. Without the good and the bad, like, you're literally going to be walking in a cloud all day. And then when that cloud comes crashing down, you're not going to know what to do. There are tons of ways to fix that. One of being, set a schedule. Just set yourself a schedule. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're a stay-at-home mom by default, or if you're a working parent and you got kids that got activities, set a schedule. People no longer believe in set schedules. People no longer believe in physical calendars. People no longer believe in physical agendas. Nobody uses those things anymore because everything has gone digital. I'm sorry, I'm old school. Write it down. Get you a calendar. Get you an agenda. Get you a book. Literally get a book. I promise you, it's going to save your life. Even if you get a note card, you just want to be able to write something down to show that this is what you're going to do. So plan out your schedule. Plan out your week. Plan out your month. Plan out your however. But set a plan, because it'll keep you on schedule. You don't have to do minute by minute, play by play, hour by hour, play by play. You just have to set time and stick with it. If you're like, I'm going to set the dentist appointment, set the dentist appointment. Your dentist appointment is at 10 a.m. You have to be there by 9:45. So you have to leave your house at 9. So your day's going to start at 8, right? So you have time to get yourself together and get there and get to the dentist and do what you got to do. Now, most dentist appointments usually run about an hour or so. So allot yourself 2 hours. You also have to take into consideration you still have to get back home. Don't try to squeeze everything into the moment of you being outside, being in the moment, or you being somewhere, being in the moment. It's never going to work. And abort mission. Do not do that. Set realistic time frames. There's only 24 hours in a day. Now, when you hear that, you're like, but I'm asleep for 8 hours. Okay, so do 24 minus 8, right? Because you're asleep for 8 hours. So you're asleep, you get up. How long is it going to take you to start your day? Well, even if you look at it, your day starts fresh when you get up, you still are only allotted 24 hours because that's all that you have. You can't really make something out of nothing. You can try. It's going to be a little difficult if you're able to squeeze something out of nothing. But what you can do is you can take what you have control over, balance it out to where it works for you, and keep going. Does that make sense? I sure hope so. Because when you are thrown off, like I can get thrown off very easily. That's because I'm very systematic. I'm very black and white. This is what I want to do. This is what I do. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. I am very simple. I am all across the board. I like surprises, but I can do without them. I especially surprises in my day. So, for example, I was taking care of some business, and then what threw me off was I ended up going somewhere that I really didn't want to go. And it wasn't like I stuck to my plan. Was it a bad deviation? No. It was something so minor. But because then when I got there, it didn't have what I needed, I still ended up going back to where I should have went in the first place. And they had it. So I was a little flustered for the moment because I'm like, I just needed one thing. And instead of me going to where I knew they had it, I decided to go to the opposite place. And then I ended up going back to the place I should have went to in the beginning. So when that happens, I do have a mild attitude. But then I just kind of check it like, whatever. Especially when I get what I went to the store to get, then I'm like, okay, I'm better. I'm all better. Like, I'm fine. But if I don't get it, then I'm like really upset because now I'm like, where am I going to get it from? Again, do I have control over the store not having what I need? No. So y'all know what I do? I'll look it up on the internet. There is a loophole to everything. And the loophole to a store not having what you want and it throws your day off is you order it. People like, but what about tax and shipping? What about it? Pay it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have that answer. But when you allow something so minor to throw off your entire day, you're allowing a situation to overpower you and consume who you are. And now you're thrown off balance. And now you're like this kind of person that nobody wants to be bothered with. Or you're like, you were a really nice person 3 seconds ago. And now you're running around with an attitude because you're thrown off. Getting thrown off happens every day. But how do you deal with it? You rebalance yourself. Even if you take the time and you're like, okay, I'm driving and you see something isn't working right and you pull over to a safe spot and kind of get yourself together. You have to be able to balance out everything. Like if you're running late to go pick up your kids, are you going to really speed or are you going to call somebody and say, hey, you're closer. Can you go get them for me? And I'll meet you. Or if you know you have to work late, are you not going to set up something in place to have somebody set up to pick up your little loved ones while you work late and you're on your way to come get them? Those are all things that you balance out throughout the course of your day. So why would you not balance out things that makes your business work better? You have to balance out everything from sun up to sundown, in my opinion. Like I said, am very systematic. Like I choose to do things a certain way because it makes me happy. So for me, when it comes to my business, my choice is to go live every day. And I've been doing that. My choice is to do a YouTube video every day. And I've been doing that. I don't set a time frame because I sleep most of the day. But lately, I've been doing my once a day outside trip. So what I do is I schedule a specific moment. That moment is usually between lunch and dinner, which is not a real big window in my house, but it's between lunch and dinner to do my videos. Like, this is my last video that I'm going to do today before I eat and go to bed. Shower, get my life right, go to bed, right? Tomorrow's going to be the same thing. I'm going to do very similar activities. I'm going to go to the post office because I really have to go to the post office. And then the remainder of my day. So let's just say I make it to the post office by 9 a.m. I want to be back home by 10:30, which is outlandishly an hour and a half. It's not going to take that long, but still. I want to be in my house by 10:30. I don't want to leave my house for the rest of the day until 11 p.m. when I got to get to work. Well, 10:15 when I got to get to work for 11. You feel what I'm saying? Balance is easy if you work hard at it. There are apps that you can download to help you balance your life out. I'm old school. Pen and paper, a calendar, an agenda, note cards, sticky notes, Post-its. I don't know what to tell you. But balance is easy. We just got to work at it. So I am going to challenge everyone to go ahead and balance out their day. And then just post it. Like, it doesn't have to be too detailed. Like, we don't want the juicy details of your day. But just kind of balance out your day, like, write it out. And then just post it. And then let me know how you feel about it. And then stick with it. Like, tomorrow is Friday, right? Tomorrow's Friday the 27th. So on the top, put Friday the 27th. And if you want to go to the library for 3 hours, go to the library for 3 hours. If you want to read for an hour, if you want silent time, have silent time. If you want time to pray, have time to pray. If you want to do Scentsy for 3 hours, do Scentsy for 3 hours. But within that time frame, also remember to do those subtimes. Okay, so I'm going to start from this time to this time. So for an hour, I'm going to watch training videos. For 45 minutes, I'm going to cut up samples, or I'm going to print out label cards. And then for another hour, I'm going to then bag up those samples. And then if you have an order coming, put that in there too. Okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to do deliveries. All of that stuff is vitally important throughout the course of your day. And if you continue to do it every day, you will find that perfect balance. Will your times change? Yes, because every day there's something new that goes on in your life. If you can stick to the perfect schedule every day, you are epic. And I'm going to be just like you when I get older. I'm working on a set schedule. I really am. I'm working on a set schedule. I'm this close to my set schedule when all this stuff blows over. But again, just challenge yourself to set a time frame. Balance out your day. You don't have that much time. 24 hours is really not a lot because you're sleeping. And then you're busy. And then you're up. And then you're down. So sit down. Take a moment. I'm going to do the same thing. And balance out your day. Usually, I'm really good at sticking with times because I set 100 alarms. So even if you take a screenshot of your alarms, like, okay, from this time I'm going to wake up, from this time I'm going to be caught, from this time it's going to be that, that's going to be fun too. Even if you screenshot it and you put it in the post, in the comments, I appreciate that. I actually look forward to that. So remember, don't overthink it. Remain positive. Just think, you have control over your 24 hours. How are you going to utilize those 24 hours? Are you going to make the best of it? Are you going to make the worst of it? Are you going to let one little thing throw off the course of your whole day? Or are you going to snap out of it and get back on track? I hope everyone snaps out of it and gets back on track. Literally, if you have control over it, you control it. It is yours. You do what you have to do with it. Balance is going to be key, especially with all this madness going on. You have to find that balance because you don't want to lose sight of who you are. You don't want to lose sight of your business. You don't want to lose sight of yourself. So if you balance things out, like literally, I promise y'all, tomorrow I'm going to try to spend the whole day in the house until I have to go to work. I promise that's going to be my goal for tomorrow. Because I've been so busy lately, I've been trying to take time for myself. But I haven't really had time to sit down and do what I needed to do because I've been getting done with things earlier than scheduled, which is great. But again, I need to learn to stick to my schedule. I've been doing it, but I've been just doing things faster. So balance out your day. Write down what you want to get done. Even if you work for 8 hours a day from like 9 to 5, put that work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Cool beans. You know, from 9 to 5, you're going to be busy. Then what you're going to do from 7 to whatever, and whatever to whatever, and whatever to whatever, sun up to sundown, right? Let's see what those schedules are going to look like. I am totally excited about this. I really hope this helps someone. Just remember to write things down, to create a balanced system for yourself. And if something that you're doing doesn't seem to work, it's yours. You can always change it. It's not set in stone. It's not a permanent thing. You can always go ahead and change it if it doesn't work for you. Like, again, my scheduling is for me. Your scheduling should be for you. So with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go get to work because I have to stick to my time. And like I said, I want to be in bed rested by a certain time. And I'm going to make that happen tonight. So peace out.